I'll turn it over to Sarah, and it's all yours, Sarah.
I am. Everyone could see me okay? I may have to, you know.
Just pull it out. There you go.
Yeah, we may have to go old school,
There
right?
you go.
Thank you for the introduction. As Brenda mentioned, my name is Sarah Gluck. I am the Chief Operating Officer of the America-Israel Cannabis Association, which is a mouthful, so we call it ICA. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to thank Dwayne Morris for the use of this fabulous office space overlooking Times Square. It's much better to overlook it than to be in it. I also want to thank Grassi & Co. CPAs for their sponsorship, as well as High Extracts and CB Capital Concierge. We have about an hour, maybe more, maybe less, of jam-packed information, but I wanted to begin with a video that kind of demonstrates how we got to this crazy place and this crazy industry at this crazy time. All right. So before we bring up a few companies and our panelists, I wanted to briefly chat about what is ICA, what our mission is. Our mission is to facilitate collaboration between Israeli and North American cannabis companies and professionals. You know, you may ask why Israel? Israel has been researching this plant since the 1960s. 1964, Dr. Meshulam, right? We know the story, THC, and ever since then, Israel is at the forefront when it comes to cannabis research, cannabis technology, and cannabis-based medicine. Well, why the US? Well, frankly, we have a sick population that could use said medicine. We also have a consumer base that is ready to go, is riled up, and we have a capital base that wants to do business with Israel. We think it's a very happy marriage. What we are not a political organization. Things could get very, very tricky when you involve Israel in politics. We stay away. We are cannabis. That's all we are. And we are also not a nonprofit. We know sometimes the word association say that. That's not the case. Now that that's out of the way, we are very much a membership-driven organization that centers around our mission, bringing Israeli and American companies together to do business together, to do joint ventures together, to study together, to move this forward together. We do this in a number of ways. The first is through events, like here. I look out and I see a bunch of rock stars here, so thank you guys so much for coming. We've had happy hours, yoga events, and even a marijuana Hanukkah in LA. That was a lot of fun. Each event has its own purpose and a message that we want people to walk away with, and we hope that you learn something at the end of this event. The second thing is we educate. Part of our mission is being a loudspeaker for what is going on in Israel. There aren't many people that are doing this without a political mission. We have a newsletter that we send out every Tuesday that highlights what's going on in Israel. Cannabis studies, fundraising, etc. And that's free. So please sign up for our newsletter to get all this information. We also have a podcast, Cannabis, in which we invite people from all over the world to share their insights. And last but not least, if you're going to Canatech, we have a 3-day private tour in which we actually go and visit these research facilities and meet with these scientists. So pretty amazing stuff. Lastly, and probably most importantly, we want to be that conduit between North America and Israel. I may be a millennial, but I know what a Rolodex is. And our Rolodex is pretty amazing when it comes to scientists, researchers, investors, startups, politicians even, all from around the world that are hungry to do business in America. Okay, as Brenda mentioned, we are, launching here, so we have a membership push, we have a special. I have flyers outside that, say what the discount is and say what you're getting. And, you get discounts and swag and all that stuff, but the most important thing is that you get myself, the owners, Jeffrey Zucker and Michael Scher, and our incredible board, right? We are there to work for you, to connect you with the people in Israel that want your business, right? Like I mentioned, our Rolodex is probably our greatest asset, and we are the only ones that are doing this without a political agenda. So please, if you can, support us and allow us to work for you in return. I hope everyone knows this symbol. I want to invite Mr. Sid Tabenfeld up. He is the CEO of TO Pharmaceuticals since February of 2016. He oversees the company's clinical trial pipeline, both directing current clinical research as well as determining appropriate targets for future work. Sid, thank you.